It's okay to say no to the invite to the friend who sucks the energy right out of you, or to the friendship that feels like it's one-sided, like you're always showing up for them and they aren't showing up for you. That is entirely okay. Hey guys, it's Jamie Scrimger here, second wife, stepmom of 3, and mom of 1. And you're listening to my podcast, where we talk about all things motherhood, stepmotherhood, and living a kick-ass life. If you're ready for raw and real conversations and are striving to live your very best life, then you are in the right place. Every week, I'll provide you with tips and strategies and mindset shifts to inspire you to live your own version of a kick-ass life, while bringing you along as I create my own. Hello. Welcome back to the podcast. So, full disclosure here, this is probably the least prepared I have ever been for a podcast episode, which is actually quite fitting because this week I'm talking about what I'm doing to declutter my life. I'm sitting here recording the episode on my stepdaughter's bed, and I am hoping and praying that my other daughter and or the dog don't come storming in. So cross your fingers for me on that one. We are going to try to get this recorded so that we can get back to enjoying the last few days of summer break, because that's where we're at right now. But the day that this podcast is going to be released is going to be the first week back for the kids. So I don't know about you, but I really feel like back to school time is pretty much mom's new year. Every year I'm all about figuring out ways to do things better, to get organized. I love routine. I love structure. And, if you've been following along, you know that I love a good regroup and New Year's resolution. So it doesn't really matter when you listen to this episode. It is all about finding ways to decrease stress, to feel more aligned, to feel happier. Or if you feel like something just needs to change in your life, this is definitely the episode for you. So if you follow along, I'm all about checking in with myself. I feel like I'm constantly asking myself, am I being the type of wife I want to be? Am I being the type of stepmom I want to be? The type of mom, the type of person, the type of entrepreneur, the type of friend? Like, am I living the life that I want to live? And people kind of raise their eyebrow at me when I say that I do that often. But if we're not checking in with ourselves and seeing how things are going, then we're just going to really be complacent and stay in the same patterns that we're stuck in. And if those patterns aren't working, well, I don't know. I feel like that's a bit of a wasted life. I also feel like, and I'm guilty of this too, when we ask ourselves questions like that and our answers aren't satisfying us, or we don't feel good about how things are going, we blame it on other people. Like, if life is going pretty shitty, you blame it on your husband's ex-wife, or you can blame it on something your kids are doing, or your stepchildren are doing this, or your mother-in-law is invading your life, or your friend is doing whatever. You and your husband aren't aligned, like whatever. You blame it on your boss. The list goes on. We spend a lot of time blaming other people for the way that our life is going. And it's actually a lie. It's actually bullshit. We are the only people who are to blame for the life that we're living. And I know, guys, I know that sounds corny. And I know that there's circumstances that are just out of our control. But it's our choice how we deal with things. And we get to choose what we spend our time and energy on. Like, it's on us. For example, I will say right now I'm in a place in my life where my anxiety is pretty much through the roof. And, actually, maybe that's not totally true. 3 weeks ago, my anxiety was through the roof. I felt like, and still kind of feel like, I'm being pulled in a million different directions. The to-do list is too full. I get distracted really easily. There's external circumstances in my life that I've let affect me, just the way other people are going about things. The list goes on. I could sit here and tell you about the external circumstances and the things that other people are doing that affect my life right now. But that's on me. Like, the way I'm feeling right now it's on me. And over the last couple weeks, I have been working really hard to change that. I've been cutting the fat. I've been doing what I can to bring down my anxiety and focus on things that, I can control and things that are important. Now, I do have a long ways to go, but in this episode, I thought I would share what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, because I know that if I'm feeling this way, if I'm feeling anxious or being pulled in a million different directions or just feeling like life, I'm just not feeling the way that I want to be feeling. So many other women are feeling this way too. That's just how it works. And we're not on our own here, right? So if you're struggling right now, know that there's someone else out there who totally gets what you're going through. Anyway, so I'm going to share what works for me, what I've been doing, and what I've been doing to cut the fat, guys. So before we dive in, I do want to do a quick shout out to Mabel's Labels. They are sponsoring this episode. Now, I have been talking about Mabel's Labels probably for 2 years now. And if you ask me, they really are a must-have for anyone with kids. So they are labels for your kids' stuff. They are dishwasher safe. They are laundry safe. They're durable. They really should, everyone needs to have them, and they can go on all of your kids' stuff. So not only are they perfect for back to school, they're really great solution for divorced parents as well. So if you have kids who go back and forth between mom's house and dad's house, if everyone is on board, you can get labels for things that belong at mom's house and get labels for things that belong at dad's house. And it's just a really good way to keep track of what belongs where. So for example, like red labels at mom's house and black labels for dad's, whatever. But I know for me personally, there have been times when things from the kids' moms have been lost at our house because they just kind of get lost in the shuffle. They just get lost in the laundry. And I don't realize that they don't belong here and vice versa. So it's just a great system that can help you keep track of your kids' stuff, whether you are divorced, co-parenting, or not. Check them out, www.mabelslabels.ca. I do have a code. It's Jamie10. You can get 10% off, but it's definitely a great way to keep organized and hopefully not lose so much of your kids' belongings, because I don't know about you, those Tupperware containers, sweaters that go to school, everything. I don't know. I used to spend a lot of time in Lost and Found. All right. Anyway, I am rambling, but be sure to check out Mabel's Labels. Secondly, before we really get into the episode, I just want to thank all of you who share out this podcast on social media. And for those of you who have left a rating and a review, I can't stress enough how much this means to me. It really does help us grow this community. There is a lot that goes into recording and hosting podcast episodes and, getting the feedback and seeing the tags on Instagram and hearing what's working for you guys in your own life. It really does just mean the world to me and my team. So thank you so much. Keep sharing it out on social media. Keep tagging me so I can say thank you and see who's listening. And yes, I appreciate you. All right, so that's that. Let's just dive right in to hear what I'm doing to cut the fat in my life. Now, heads up, this is not a big list. There are only 3 things that I'm focusing on right now. I can get in a bad habit of making a list of like 10 or 20 things that I want to focus on or that I want to change. And it gets really overwhelming, and then I just fall off the rails. And I know that is true for so many people too. So if you're looking for change in your life, keep it simple. Just focus on one thing, maybe 3 things, but don't overwhelm yourself with all of these new tips and strategies, because you're just going to fall off the rails, and you're not going to get the change that you're looking for. So the first thing that I am doing right now is it's all about white space. And I remember hearing someone talk about white space before, and I was like, lady, what the hell are you even talking about? And the reason why I was so confused is because I had none of it in my life. A while back, a girlfriend said to me, you're always thinking, Jamie. I can always see the wheels turning in your head. Like you are always on the go. And that's true. I am always thinking about this platform or the kids or coaching clients or social media or co-parenting, business, the house. Like I feel like I have this constant wheel of thoughts going on in my head. And then even when I have downtime and are doing things like driving or, doing laundry, I would often have a business podcast on or be doing some personal development or, there was just always some noise in the background. And I know that that's great. And I talk a lot about personal development and I talk a lot about business podcasts and how they've really helped me figure out all of the things that I do on this podcast or on the platform, like all of the things that I do every day now, I learned from someone on the internet. So I'm not discrediting how impactful these habits have been in my life. However, there is such thing as too much of a good thing. And that's what has been going on. I've always been a what's next person. Like I get up at 5 a.m, go, go, go. You know, someone called me out a little while ago and said, you have no downtime. You're always doing something. And I'm learning that it's okay to switch off. It's actually necessary to just switch off and give yourself a break from thinking or doing. You know, even when I used to sit down and watch a movie, or I like to watch The Bachelorette or Bachelor, I would have work in the background. I would always be doing something. And for someone who's always thinking what's next, it can be a hard thing to do, but I'm really trying to get some of that white space in my life, which basically means is I'm not doing anything. Like I have been in the last couple of weeks, I have been binging on Netflix. I have been reading fiction books when normally I'm all about reading the personal development books or business books. I've had naps. I've just gone for a walk without having some, personal development podcast in my ear. And before I would have thought that was a huge waste of time, but it is so good for you to shut off the noise. And I really am seeing my anxiety levels come down. I am sleeping better. I feel more relaxed. And guess what? All the things that I thought I needed to be working on nonstop, they're still doing okay. Everything is still great. Like I haven't dropped the ball on anything. So I think it's really important that we keep in mind that we're often putting too many tasks on our to-do list. And so many people, especially those who are a what's next kind of person, get caught up in feeling like we always need to be doing something. And it's not true. So the first thing that I'm doing is implementing more white space into my calendar. And guys, it feels real good. The second thing I'm doing is decluttering my friendships. And I wasn't sure whether I was going to put this in the podcast or not, but I think it's really important. More and more, I am getting particular about the people that I spend time with. And I know this may sound snooty, and I don't mean it like that at all. But here's the thing. My time is limited. Your time is limited. Spare time is limited. Even though I'm all about finding more white space with the kids in sports and running this platform and the house and life and all the things that we all have going on, like we're all just really busy, there's not a lot of extra time. So we need to start being a little more particular about where that time goes or who we give it to. So I have been doing an audit on my friendships and the people that I spend time with. Now, there are friends and there are family who you have to spend time with regardless. Like there are obligations that you have, and it's not like you can just cut them out of your life. I'm not saying, well, you can cut them out of your life if that's what you want, but I'm not saying that. And that's not what I'm doing. But I'm definitely minimizing the time that I spend with people who don't make me feel good. So what I have done, and what I think that everyone should do, is stop, just sit down with either a journal or, by yourself or when you're driving, whatever. Take some time and think about the people who you spend time with. How do they make you feel? Do they make you feel full and excited and motivated and happy and confident? Or are they freaking draining? Do you feel exhausted after you spend time with them? Do you feel insecure? Do you feel depleted? Do you feel like you aren't measuring up or you have to be someone you're not? We all have friendships with people who make us feel like that. We all have those relationships that feel like work. And more this summer, especially after spending time with so many amazing people in our life, like Darren and I have been talking a lot about how blessed we are to have such great people in our lives. I've realized that a lot of our friendships are easy, but we also have a lot of relationships that are hard. And I'm all about spending more time with the people who make me feel good and who make me feel full, and less time with the people who don't. And that's okay to do that. So it's okay to say no to the invite to the friend who sucks the energy right out of you, or to the friendship that feels like it's one-sided, like you're always showing up for them and they aren't showing up for you. That is entirely okay. So guys, honestly, take some time and reevaluate your relationships and minimize the time you're spending with people who just don't make you feel good. It sounds so simple, but it is complicated. But actually, is it even that complicated? Just do it. The last thing I have been really doing, and this is kind of a loaded one. So I've been thinking a lot about what my ideal day looks like now and 5 years from now. And I know it sounds deep, but I'm trying to get really clear on what I want in life. And I want to make that happen. So I've asked myself, like, what does a perfect day look like? How do I want to feel each day? What do I want to achieve in life personally, for my platform, for this community, for all the things? And so now it's like, what am I doing to get there? I'm doing an audit on the things that I'm doing in my life and in my business and asking myself one question. Is it moving the needle? Is what I'm doing right now getting me closer to where I want to be or making me feel how I want to feel? And if the answer is no, I'm going to start saying no to those things. Like, I'm taking that shit off my list because for some reason we get it in our heads that we should be doing certain things or we have to do certain things. And maybe because everyone else is doing them, or we think that's what a good wife or a good mom or a good entrepreneur or a good stepmom does. But we need to get out of that mindset. It's actually quite simple. It's like, what do I want in life? Is this getting me closer to that? If not, then it's time to reevaluate what's getting my time. So that's what I have been doing a lot of. I've been going through my to-do list and really evaluating the tasks that I'm doing and seeing, like, what is the outcome here? Is this moving me along or not? So guys, cut the fat. Cut the bullshit. Declutter your to-do list. Get away from all the freaking noise. That's what I think should be everyone's mom resolution for September, or whatever we want to call it. Because the pressure that we're putting on ourselves is making us crazy, or at least it was making me a little crazy. And I think that's why my anxiety has been through the roof lately. You just feel like you're being pulled in so many different directions, and we're doing it to ourselves. So there you have it. Those are the things that I am working on right now. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks. It feels good. So give it a try. What do you have to lose? You have everything to gain, really. So give it a whirl. Now, before I let you go, for the stepmoms listening, I do want to give you a heads up. If you want to take this one step further, so this month's video in the exclusive stepmom community, it's all about what you can do to stop feeling overwhelmed and consumed by your stepfamily stressors, and to feel more in control of your reactions and of your life. And I say this all the time, but it's the truth. If you want change in your stepfamily life, that's on you. It's about your reactions, about your mindset, about your boundaries. It's not about your stepkids. It's not about your husband's ex-wife. It's not about their co-parenting plan. Honestly, it is on you. Sitting around bitching about how hard being a stepmom is will not make it easier. I promise you, it won't. I've tried. It did not change anything. So in this video, I'm sharing the tips and strategies that we've implemented in our life and that I've helped a lot of other stepmoms implement through one-on-one coaching and my former program, the Kick-Ass Stepmom Project. So this is a really great video that I think that all stepmoms, it's just great strategies that I think that all stepmoms really need to implement if they're seeking change. So if you're a member of the exclusive community, the video is up and ready for you. If you're not yet a member, I will link the community details for you in the show notes so you can kind of grab all the details. But in short, the exclusive stepmom community, it's a community entirely off social media with exclusive content for stepmoms, a private forum where you can connect with other stepmoms, all about the different issues that come up in stepfamily life. There's a place where you can ask me and my team for advice on your individual stepfamily stressors, and so much more. But members also get a discount on one-on-one coaching calls with me. So there's just so much value in this group. And honestly, it is an inspiring group of stepmoms. This community has definitely exceeded my expectations, and we're only like 4 or 5 months into it yet. So be sure to check it out. Like I said, I've linked it below. And yeah, that's all I have for you this week. We're cutting the fat, guys. So remember, sit down and decide how you're going to cut the fat in your life. And when you're doing it, if you feel like giving me a tag on Instagram or on your Instagram stories so I can see what you're up to and see the strategies that you're implementing, I would love it. I want to see what you guys are doing to change things up, because you know what? If you want, like I said, if you want change in your life, that's on you. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you spending this time with me, and I will chat with you next week. Okay, guys, if you like this podcast, please do me a little favor. Take a second and subscribe on iTunes, and then screenshot this podcast, give it a share in social media, and tell your friends what you think. And hey, don't forget to tag me so that I can thank you for helping me spread the word. Thanks so much, and I will talk to you next week.